на канале. Проскочили волны. Это они тут сегодня интересные волны. Такие вот каверзные. Вроде нет, а потом как одна прибежит. У меня такое было, один раз камеру сбила. Такие вот игрушки. О, вперед! Сегодня будет очень красиво, я чувствую рассвет. Но прохладно. Сегодня воскресенье. О, видите, вон она? Эка. Она полога. Но все равно. Что за дела? О, да упьет, пожалуйста. Куда это вот? Это вот тема. Я пропустил. Хочу падать. Хотя можно и упасть. Сегодня воскресенье. Maybe I should speak English. Sometimes I speak English. Я вчера I was listening to my 6:50. Сейчас будет. I was listening to my report in English. Fascinating stuff. My own. So let's speak English. Sometimes it's good. It's a beautiful language. So anyway, today's Sunday. Sunday, December 11th. See, so the way I think of these things sometimes is many things we could share with one another. Experiences, inner thoughts. If people have a habit of sharing their inner thoughts with one another, not even necessarily on a camera like this, but even talking like me yesterday, sometimes it becomes a bit too much. I get it, but I think it's still a great way of communicating. Not about superficial things. How you doing? How was the restaurant? Oh, that's okay too, but those are superficial things. They have no substance, no depth. This restaurant's good, that restaurant, that's important too. Sometimes we have to know if we want to go out. So, for example, I was speaking to a friend of mine. I'm not even gonna mention his name because maybe things that I'll say here, maybe things that I'll say, they may be viewed as somewhat negative, though I don't mean them to be negative. They're just what they are. But nonetheless, I have a very good friend of mine. He's in his becoming to late 30s. He's mid to late 30s. Second part of his 30s. He's a very talented person. He's an artist. He's a hard-working guy who does other work because his art doesn't always pay. Does not always pay. So he does other work, manual work, and he's a hard-working guy, which is a great quality in a person. And I know him for several years, 3-4 years, maybe 3. And we've had some arguments. Oh, look at the beautiful moon. We had some arguments. We had some fights. There was a year, I think, that we haven't even spoken. But he's around. He's around. I'm around. So I sent him a nice poem yesterday, and he appreciated it. Я вас люблю, хоть и бешусь, хоть это стыд и труд напрасный, и в этой глупости несчастной у ваших ног я признаюсь. That's a beautiful poetry. So I sent it to him. and he appreciated it. Then we had a conversation, and to make it more understandable of what I'm gonna refer to in this particular conversation is that I have to mention a few things. He does not have children. He doesn't have children. Mid to late 30s, never been married, as far as I know, and does not have children. And we've spoken about this since we've met. Now, when I met him, he had a relationship right next. Back then I was with this Jamaican lady. This is right when I'll tell you exactly when we met. This is when the COVID hit. Well, we were friends before that, but so that's 2.5 years, almost 3. Yeah, 2000, early 2020. So he has no children, and he's not married. Now he's in this relationship with an older woman. First, when I met him, he had a relationship with another older woman, and she was significantly older by like 10 years, if not 12. And we all knew, obviously it was just a matter of time. It still had that very, I don't know, it was just not, it didn't feel right. Because people can have relationships like that, but it can be at least nicely made. His one was, they were in love, and just a little ridiculous. Because we have to be serious, okay? And being in love is great, but we have to be realistic and pragmatic, and understand that this could be just a beautiful romantic experience, but nothing more than that. Nothing more. So anyway, now he's in this other relationship that's been long-term. In fact, he knows this person for a long time, even before we met. And they're on and off, like me and my ex's war sometimes. So she's older by 3 years, and she also has no kids. Well, people will say, so okay, so some people don't have kids. Yeah, but that's not advisable. Everyone should have kids. At least everyone should want to have kids. That's why we are here, to survive and procreate. That's our biological mission, evolutionary. It's the most important one, the oldest one. All these other things, the Catholic situations, the career situations, they're all quite new. In fact, they're 5 minutes. Oh, look at this. Check this out, people. Sun's coming. Let us pause and give some respect. Here comes the sun, and I say, it's all right. Ah, amazing. Amazing. What an unbelievable sight. Look at the camera, it's not as visible as I'd want it to be. So fast. Amazing. It's just an unreal look. I need to memorize this song. Here comes the sun, and I say, it's all right. I know, it's beautiful. It should be an anthem. We'll say it right now. Check it out, people. check it out. Here comes the sun. What a beautiful thing. Gorgeous, simply gorgeous. What an unbelievable look. It's barely touching the ocean now. Now it's gonna separate. That's it. It's separated. How beautiful. Let's sing the anthem. Okay, let's see. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. And I say, it's all right. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun. Ooh. Here comes the sun, and I say, it's all right. Little darling, the smiles returning to their faces. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Little darling, I feel like ice is slowly melting. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. It's very simple stuff. That's it. It's all about it. That's all she said. Ah, it's one gorgeous sunrise. What a color. Ah, the camera doesn't do it justice. Ay, ay, ay. And the moon and the sun. The ice is slowly melting. In these moments, I feel so taken by this beauty. It is so amazing. All the things that happen in my life become so trivial, so unimportant when I see this gorgeousness. I don't mean to sound all poetic and stuff, but it is truly beautiful. It's like I'm bragging to you how beautiful it is. Well, I am. It's gorgeous, simply gorgeous. And if I have people to share this with, one day I'll have, like we used to have in Mexico, a few people, a few friends, and they come out and then they meet the sun on the paddle boards or walk. Doesn't have to be paddle boards. It's just a beautiful experience to share this with people who you care about, people who you love. So now I'm sharing this with you. Huh? How gorgeous is that? It's beautiful sky like this with little clouds, little dimka. We call it little dimka, like a little foggy little situation on the horizon. That's why it gives it that color, that orangey color. Ah, unbelievable. It's just a perfect circle like that, ah, shining. Ah, oof. Can't even describe it. How beautiful this is. Here comes the sun, and I say, and it's reflecting in all the windows. All the buildings reflect it. It's like they're saying hello. Here comes the sun, and I say, my beach club doesn't reflect for some reason. There they reflect. Ay, ay, ay. Beautiful. Anyway, so what I was saying is about my friend. So people say, well, some people don't need to have children. That's incorrect. Our biological program needs to be addressed, needs to be followed. If we consciously decide not to have, like for example, if I right now decide not to have children, I better have a damn good excuse. For some, and it's not, no excuse is good excuse. We have to realize what we forego, what we sacrifice, give up, because evolution does not forgive. It doesn't forgive these types of foregoings, these types of changes to its program. It's unforgivable. It's unforgiving. It's an unforgivable action, because evolution loses interest in people who don't want to reproduce. And it sounds very cold and cruel, but it's true. It's from a book. It thinks of us as evolutionary waste, especially if we've never had them. But even the ones who haven't, they stopped. See, males should never stop. That's why males get sick. That's another reason why we get sick earlier, and we start smoking, drinking, and we die significantly earlier than women in our society. It should not be. We are stronger. We don't give birth, which ravages our body several times in our life. Teeth fall out, hair falls out. It's a devastating experience for many women in terms of health. I don't want to say devastating in that horrible meaning, but it's a very stressful experience, and that's stressful is not the word either. It's a huge stress on the body to give birth. Yet the female's body is designed for it. Males is not. But we still at least should live the same. And I have a feeling that in hunter-gatherer societies, men and women live approximately the same. That's just normal logic. Why should we live? Why should we get heart attacks 10 years before women? Women get heart attacks, but their heart attacks start in their late 50s, and they're much less. Why do men get heart attacks and a lot of diseases? It's because we do not follow our genetic obligations, programs, evolutionary. So then we ourselves get hurt. We hurt ourselves. Anyway, we'll discuss it some other time, and I will share with you why it's important to procreate and at least have a desire and look for chances, and not just go and have babies all over. No, wisely, not like some people just have a bunch of kids with a bunch of women. No, that's not what I'm saying. So if men, like a friend of mine, he's saying, but the lady who he's with, and this is what I'm coming to, how does he see this? And I spoke to this lady for a few minutes, but then he doesn't want me to talk to her. Obviously not, because who needs that? So she's almost 40, and she hasn't had children for reasons that we've discussed. Why do women in their 40s still don't have children? Look at this beautiful sun. Oh, now it's reflecting in Beach Club. Wow, what a beautiful view. Look how it's lit up, huh? The whole building. Wow. And it's coming up. What a gorgeous view. It's like golden buildings. Anyway, so she has issues, like we all do. Mother issues. Her mother channel is blocked. Who do you think blocks our mother channel? Our mothers. Fathers contribute, but it's It's a mother who hates her daughter enough that the daughter can't have children. And the daughter hates her mother, literally, consciously, sometimes subconsciously, and she hates a mother in you. See, when you hate your mother, especially if it's subconscious, because then you don't even know you hate her, it blocks a mother channel, so to speak. A mother channel is one, but also half of your chromosomes are your mother. So it's like you're hating half of you. And if you hate half of you, your other half hates the first half. Well, do you think the first half will love the second half? You're two halves that hate each other. So you are just a bowl of hate. One half of you hates the other half. It's an unimaginable endeavor. Hating your own mother or your father. Like my children, again, I'll give this example. My children hate me. They don't even realize they do. If you ask them, do you hate your father? They'll say, nah, he does not exist. I already spoke about this. You, my children who are listening to this, listen up. You hate me. And if you don't understand it, I'll explain it to you how I know that you hate me. Because people say, how the hell do you know if I hate someone? I have no feelings. Well, I'll explain it. I'll explain this again. I can use my theory, but I'll be brief. Imagine you used to love me 100%. You used to love me, second person in the world, your mom and then me. And that was 100% love toward me. Now, if I ask you, well, my example is, sometimes you hated me. Sometimes we had fights. Just for example, we had arguments, we had fights. I could have smacked you on your butt once or twice. Sometimes 3 times. So those moments you hated me. And that's okay. Call it -100. That's a -100, that's hate. That's hate. So +100 is love, -100 is hate. 0 is neutral, like nothing. So if I ask you, how do you feel toward me now from +100 to negative? Most people will say 0. Or maybe -10 if there's a little bit of hate. Or maybe +10, there's a little bit of love. Whatever. That's not the point here. People can't sometimes come up with a number. It's not important. The actual number is not important. It's the concept. Because if you think you had 100, now you have 0, what made it go down to 0? 100 minus x equals 0. 100, and x confuses people. So what do you have to subtract from 100 to get 0? 100. You need to subtract 100. So x is -0. So you have a -100 in you that you're not even aware of. Well, that's hate. Love is always there. In fact, love doesn't go anywhere. It's forever. It stays in your cells, in your chromosomes. It's in your memory. Love, any feeling, especially something as strong as love, doesn't go. You like a taste of a tomato or a cucumber. You like it. You may not have cucumber for 10 years. Your tongue remembers it. Your brain remembers the taste. It loves it. Not actively now, but there is love in you. And if you, I say this example to people. I walk around sometimes. I walk and I smell a little bit of smoking wood. And I'm thinking, oh, that smells nice. Smells like my suburban little dacha. Like we had these campfires. When I was 6, 7, 8 years old, this was a highlight of my not only day, but very memorable. Just the whole smell. And then I used to smell like that. Wood burning, neighbors coming. It was 8, 9, 10. Grandpa used to make fire. I used to throw little things in it, you know, and just look at it. It's so beautiful. And people are talking, eating little pumpkin seeds or sunflower seeds, how we used to do it in Russia. Neighbors used to come from other dachas. Jan, Soloveychik. That was a neighbor we had. His name was Jan Last name Solovich. Hopefully he's all right now. His wife passed away, Larissa. Daughter Vita. They had a huge dog. All this stuff I remember because it's beautiful. It's my childhood. And I love it. Love remembering that shit. So that's what just happened to me when I just thought of a smell of a smoke coming from a burning wood. Now sometimes I can smell something burning, maybe somebody burning a piece of wood or something. I'm like, whoa, check this out. That's the smell. And it brings out memories, loving memories. So imagine, that's just a fire. Now a father, a mother, we give you birth. You are me. Your cells are half me and half of your mother. So of course you love me, chromosomally, genetically, cellularly. На уровне клеток, we say it in Russian. Yeah, and that's just that. We should be going back. Let's go back. Because it's been a look at these little waves. We need to go to work. Look at this beautiful sun. Take off my shirt. Now there's wind. See, wind is going this way. So what I'm saying is, there's that hate that people don't realize they have. It's well packaged inside and it doesn't let people live. You tell me, so what? So I have hate. Whatever. Who cares? I'm fine. I don't think about it. It's there. Well, you don't think about it, but look what happens to my friend. He cannot have children. That's that hate that I'm talking about. It makes people not able to have children. It makes people not able to form a meaningful relationships. Meaningful relationships. This lady and this guy, they're not good. I know him. He likes young women. I had episodes when he was in my apartment trying to sleep with women that were there, my friends. In fact, he slept with one of the ladies I slept with earlier, and I give him condoms like an older brother. There was an episode where we were having a dinner with another lady and they were dancing, they were drinking, and he asked me for condoms. I spoke about this, and it's a sad situation, but I could have done the same had I been a little younger and not thinking clearly. It's like a drug. He wanted to have intimacy, the lady, and she was not a sleep around lady at all. 2 kids, 29 years old, single, and they're dancing, and he asked me for condoms, and I'm looking at them and I tell him, are you serious? Oh yeah, he says, we're just dancing. I say, well, dancing with condoms is not just dancing. Condoms in your pocket. It's a condom dance. So you see, these are not responsible behaviors. And I stopped it. Well, I spoke to them and it didn't happen. Good. I lost track of her and he's barely there. So we should pay attention to these things. I see, this is just one conversation I had for 20 minutes with the guy yesterday. And then when he started saying I should fix I should fix my relationships, I'm all for it. Well, he starts reprimanding me and talking down to me. He talks down to me. See, this is what I don't understand, why people are so unrecognizing of authority. I have a certain authority. For example, if we talk about medicine, right now I'm going to the hospital. People ask questions, or or they know I know more, and they don't argue because I have a clear authority. Like yesterday, I'm talking to this other friend of mine about atrial fibrillation, just as an example. He started telling me, oh yeah, it's this arrhythmia. He has no idea what it is. Well, he wants to put his 5 cents. Why? People have a very difficult time admitting their own ignorance. That's okay. We are ignorant in 99.999% of knowledge of the universe. I don't know how this ocean works, how the currents are. I don't know how the fish. I don't know anything about the ocean other than just basic stuff that is the ocean. I'm not an oceanologist. The marine guy. Marine people know about the ocean, about the coral reefs, and I ask them questions, and I get fascinated how much knowledge they have. Well, let me start arguing about the coral reefs with a marine guy. Whoa, am I crazy? Like I told him, if my house needs a roof, he does roofing, this guy. Am I gonna argue with you and tell you, no, I think the roof should be done this way and not in that angle? What the hell am I talking about? I have no idea about roofing, and I know, but these examples are pretty straight. Let's recognize when people have authority and they have knowledge and they have experience, and let's listen up. I listen to people. I listen to my grandpa all the time. I listen to children. If I hear something smart, I say, okay, well, that's smart. Let me try to use this. No, people don't have that same ability to listen to authority. He doesn't see authority in me. Well, that's his disadvantage. So now he's in his late 30s, mid to late 30s. He's in this relationship, and I would like for you to take it a step further. They're 3 years apart, but they're still kind of young, okay? Fast forward 10 years from now, she will be 50. Like me, she'll be 49, going on 50. He will be 3 years younger than that. I have tried living with women, and he's not a very docile, domesticated little chubby. No, he's a beast of a man. He likes going out, he likes being active and flirtatious, and he likes young women. He's very active. So him being with an older woman like that 10 years from now, it's unimaginable. He will be miserable. I've tried it. If it's an exclusive relationship, right now, if I have an exclusive relationship with a 53-year-old, it's gonna be a disaster. I've tried it, and not even, I never even tried it to try it. I lived with a woman as recent as half a year ago, maybe a little more than that, a year ago, and she was 2 or 3 years older than I. Gloria, you've seen her. I have many videos with her. We lived as friends, and we had a little bit of an intimacy, but that was ridiculous for me to even think like that. She was a good-looking lady, very fit. I mean, good enough that we've been intimate for me once or twice. Think twice, and that's it. I couldn't think of it anymore. I not knowing now, probably wouldn't have even done it, but I was still having less experience than now, you see. So it doesn't work. It does not, and it shouldn't work. It's not healthy. It distorts a male's it distorts male's mating pattern. He mates, it's like mating. He mates with with a postmenopausal woman, and then he doesn't care about the normal ones, normal for mating. I'm not saying she's not normal. She's a beautiful lady. It's just not for that. Why don't we do it with an 80-year-old? If men are so spiritual, well, try 80-year-old. You're 50. If the age doesn't matter, like some people say, why don't we try 80? Huh? Oh, it's extreme. Extremes help sometimes. Exactly. I can tell a woman, try 80-year-old when she's 30. Some women do. And if the 80-year-old is a beast of a man, Hugh Hefner, he didn't look like a beast that much, but he had some qualities. But there are people who are in their 80s are rock stars, like Sean Connery. He will look pretty hot any age. Anyway, these relationships are doomed. Now, his mother is second marriage. I asked him to let me talk to her. No, I won't let you talk to her. Again, why not? Why not? No, for what? People say she won't talk to you. She won't have nothing to say. Let her worry about if she'll talk to me. You give me the phone number, I'll call her. Why would you call her? What kind of nonsense is that? Why? We're friends. Isn't it nice to talk to? I think he spoke to my parents once or twice. Well, he goes, I spoke to them. Okay, speak to them again. Call my kids. Nah. Obviously, I told him yesterday, how are you gonna call my kids when you're drowning? We're both drowning, let's say. We are both drowning, and then you're gonna try to save me, but you're drowning way deeper than I. Way deeper. So how are you gonna, you've drowned more than I, now you're gonna extend your hand and say, let me save you. Well, you're in deeper water than I, drowning. I'm trying to help you by extending my hand. You don't even want to grab it. How are you gonna extend me your hand? You can't. So I don't even blame you. I don't blame him at all. He said, no, I have to run. Something flipped him. I don't know what flipped him. He flips, he runs. His father, he has issues with his father. Father passed away from alcohol. He still has issues. He forgave him, but not really. Well, how I know he cannot be a father? Look, that's the proof. It's a very sad situation. And it's very complex. And there is a lot, and I should not maybe intervene in it either, because that's his karma. That's what he does. That's what he does. You know, there's a saying: don't prevent people from their own karma. If they fight it, if they don't want your help, let it be. You try once, try twice. You're always there, but it's not right. Just it hurts to see a great man just going down like this, doomed, relationship-wise, money-wise. He's a talented artist. It's not happening. It can't. Similar to what I have now. Unless I change things, I will be just like this. In a year, you'll hear me talk like this from here, not from some other more interesting venue. Oh, just like this. That's okay too. But do I want to be here in a year? Hopefully not. Well, better start thinking. Anyway, having said all this, peace and love. We think, we help each other, we support each other, we don't run from each other. We're humans We are together. We are the world. На каналі.